Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna show y'all how I got this cute marble ombre look, and we're gonna get right into the video. So first, if y'all watch my videos, you guys know that I always put a layer of clear acrylic on the natural nail, but this time I didn't because I'm working. That was my daughter, sorry y'all. I'm working with all colors that are cover powders, meaning they are strong enough to be on their own, so I don't need to put a clear underneath, as well as I'm not using any pigments, and I put the clear underneath to protect the natural nail from the pigments. So the thumb is a little difficult to see, so I'm going to slow it down when I get to the pointer finger and explain what I'm doing. But I always start my videos off with my tips already prepped, and if you guys would like to see how I prep the natural nails and everything, that link for that video is down in the description box below, as well as all of my products that I use. As far as for what I'm doing, I'm just going ahead and starting with the marble first, and the color I'm using for the marble, I kind of earlier I mixed the color and I put clear and white together to get more of that milky white, but it came out a little bit too clear, and I already had like a lot of powder in there, so I mixed that, which was the clear and the white, together with the white, like a tiny bit of white, and I used super white and crystal clear from Valentino. So I use that to do the marble. Then of course I add my little gold flakes on it, and I'm putting the flakes in the same spot on every nail. And then I use my perfect nude from Valentino, and I start to do the ombre. And basically with the ombre, you want to put your first bead where your bottom color ends, and then just drag it down slowly and keep putting beads, working up to the cuticle area, if that makes sense. So basically I'm doing the same thing on all nails, which you'll see me do, and then I'll go on to cover them with the crystal clear, which I'll explain. Here I actually accidentally put the clear before I did the nude, which you'll see me do right here. So, but I actually start with the clear at the bottom. So I stop real quick and put the nude real quick. And thank God I noticed that before I put clear all over. But, you know, you make mistakes, you know, keep moving. You live and you learn. Don't get too mad over nothing. And as I said earlier, I did mess up on this finger, but I just fixed it real quick and then finished encapsulating it. And before I encapsulated the other ones, my client said she did want to add a little bit of gold pieces at the top of 2 fingers. So I went ahead and do that here, and then I encapsulated the rest of the nails. As far as encapsulating the nails, I'm using my Crystal Clear from Valentino, of course. And basically, you want to do the same thing as if you were doing a basic acrylic nail, but you want to do it a little bit thinner because the design underneath is already adding thickness to it, and you don't want the nail to be too thick. So you just want a clear layer of acrylic on top of the design. And even though the bottom colors are cover colors, it was a design, so it's not going to be even. That's why I'm doing a clear on top. And you basically just want to go through like your regular foundation, you know, bead by bead, and work your way up from the bottom to the top. With the cuticle area, like I just did, you don't want to place the bead directly at the cuticle. You want to place it a little bit lower down and push the acrylic up into the cuticle, if that makes sense, because you want it to look as natural as possible, like it's actually coming out of the cuticle. So you don't want a big blob right there. And these little pieces that I'm putting, I'm just helping my application, trying to get the best apex that I can and making sure there's no bumps or holes or whatever there is. And if there is, that's fine. You just fix it up with the file or the e-file. But the best application you can do is worth it. As far as shaping, as I always mention, I always like to keep my file at a straight angle right along the side of the nail, which you'll see a better angle once I get to the pointer finger. But I always like to keep that straight angle like you see here, and then I always file at the bottom, like right here that you see. And one tip I'll give about that is if you see that the shape is kind of looking rough and you're trying to figure out what you can do and you haven't done that part yet, go ahead and do that part, because I feel like that makes the shape like 10 times better. So that helps me a lot. And just I do up and down, like the file going up and down instead of like side to side, if that makes sense, because that helps get a more straighter angle instead of like making it crooked. But I also go on top, like right here, once I'm done with the sides and everything, and that's just to file down any bumps or whatever that I may have. I do go through with the e-file, which you'll see, and with the hand file I don't get too close to the cuticle, because sometimes I feel like I can be a little rough with the hand file, so I try to stay away so I don't break any skin. I'll also mention how I like to go underneath the nail, like right here. That's kind of just to clean up, because it kind of be looking like all rickety, I guess. So that's just to make it straight, clean it up a little bit so it looks much neater. But you don't want to file too much, because that could lead to making the nail super thin underneath, which can cause breaking easily. Like I mentioned before, I do go through with the e-file, and the file and the bit that I use is located in the description box below. But basically, I just like to go around the cuticle area because it takes down some of the acrylic, and like I did also mention before, you want it to be very smooth coming out of the acrylic, the cuticle, so that it can have more of a natural look, if that makes sense. So I do use this bit to take down some of the acrylic around that area. And I also just run through the whole nail to get any extra bumps that might be there, any dents or anything. I also like running through the whole nail because the hand file tends to give it like scratches, and the e-file can get rid of the scratches. So I like to do that. And then also you'll see me go underneath the nail at the tip of it, and that is because, especially with encapsulated nails, I feel like they can become very thick. So me doing that kind of thins it out and makes it look a lot much better. And then I'll go across just to get that even base at the tip of it, if that makes sense. So once I'm finished filing, I go through with the buffer, and I buff on the rough side first, and then I use the softer side just to give it an even more smooth surface. Then I had the client wash her hands, and I'll go through with my favorite top coat from Valentino, and I'll just apply it to all the nails. And before I put it in the lamp, I do like to wipe the sides because sometimes I feel like the gel polish can ruin the shaping. So I just make sure that everything is precise or whatever, and then I'll put it in the lamp for 60 seconds. And if you watch my videos, you know I gotta use my cuticle oil. And this is the finished product. These are super cute. These were her birthday nails, so these are just so cute. And I just want to say thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and also let me know what other videos y'all would like to see.